Hey, I wanted to take a second to show people who are trying to build a shadow box fence an easy way, if you're screwing it, an easy way to build a jig. I've seen some of these jigs on YouTube, but I've added some features to this one. A lot of people take and put a block behind the back of this, and this board is for your spacing, so it's just a 2x4, makes for perfect spacing for a shadow box. A lot of people just take and put a block on the back for it to rest. I put a single screw at the height that I wanted each board to be over the top of that top stringer. Put that screw at that height. That way it's just one single screw, and it can kind of rotate when you're on a slope to keep yourself level. It'll swing, keep yourself level. Put a level on the front. You do have to periodically check that unless you have a level that has 2 holes in it. My speed level only had 1. But if you have one that has 2 holes, then you could screw it in there level, but mine wiggles around a little when I'm grabbing it. Also, another feature I did is, even though that's at the height, I came and I put a board across the top. This one's not touching on the back because we're going uphill. But I put this board across the top and just ran a screw in it. So when I slide my board up, bump right into it, know right where it is, put my first screw in, come down, put my second screw by pushing here, keeping it level, put my second screw in, then I know I've got a good level board, or plumb rather. That's one feature. Going downhill, I ran into a problem with my spacing. This section of the fence, I'm going downhill to try to get where I can show you. I'm going downhill here, so I'm actually having to go on the other side because you see to the left there, it's too high. So I just took another board, 2x4, the same, ran a screw in it, and just sit it there to keep my spacing, and that way I can go downhill and still follow the top of that piece of the jig. It's time consuming if you're gonna screw it, especially if you're by yourself, moving the jig every time, but it's a little more accurate than using a string. Get back again, got some stuff caught up I can't get around. But there, you see how it works, and I keep it plumb the whole time. This is a little more time consuming doing this side because I am having to use that extra board to keep my spacings. I guess I could have re-engineered my jig, but I didn't really feel like it because I've only got 12 feet of fence and I'm going downhill instead of uphill. All the other fence I went uphill, but I wanted that first board to start flush in the corner, so that way I'm going downhill on this one, but it's just a short piece. But I can show you how good the fence looks by using that jig. Excuse the construction mess. The gaps you see at the post, because I have not cut the piece that don't fit full there. I still got to cut all those. But you can see how clean the fence looks all the way around rather than using a string by using that little jig. Like I said, if you're going to screw every board, it is time consuming, but I have built fences in the past where I used a nail gun, and after a couple years nails start popping and stuff, and it just does not look as good. This fence to me looks about perfect, and all I've used is that jig just to follow my stringer. As long as my stringers looked good, then the boards have just lined up perfectly. Hope that helps out with anyone building a shadow box fence.